Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to an Artifact Alchemy content piece. That's right. We're going to be taking a look at a draft replay of a professional player. Happens to be a tournament. In fact, as I'm recording this, we're about 2.5, 3 hours away from the launch of the game officially to everyone. But this is a tournament that I happen to be spectating. Hyped, Liquid Hyped. Of course, we had him on our podcast. He hosts these daily tournaments, as he's mentioned. I figured I would take a look at this one, and a lot of good players in this one. And the player that we're going to be looking at here is SuperJJ. This is the draft that he ended up doing for his first 3 rounds of the tournament. Again, the tournament itself, I believe it was split up into 2 Swiss formats and then the top 8. Each time the Swiss format ends, you draft again. So this is the very beginning of the tournament. Take that how you will. But I thought it would be fun to kind of take a look, see how a professional player drafted, give both our analysis as well as take into consideration, maybe what his thought process was at the same time. So it's going to, once again, a lot of these videos we like to do about learning. We're going to learn together. So I think let's get started. We're going to have some fun with this. Okay, so pack opens up. Again, SuperJJ here from Complexity, the one doing this draft. So me personally, I think there's a very obvious card here. Mist of Avernus, in limited especially, let alone constructed. A no-brainer. You're probably always going to be picking up Mist of Avernus. I still don't. I've casted Dota even for 2.5, 3 years, and I say it differently every time. Anyways, Mist of Avernus is the obvious pick here for me. Romusk Blessing. I know people seem to be hit and miss with this card. Personally, I like it a lot. Wouldn't be surprised, especially with him going Mist already. He's going to go Romusk on top of that. You want to start with a similar color to obviously start building towards that color off the bat. Bloodseeker, really not the strongest of heroes, so you're not really concerned there. Arm the Rebellion, another solid pick here potentially too. Ring of Tarrasques, you could argue is okay, but again, for an opening pack, I like the Mist of Avernus and Romusk Blessing. Looks like he did take both, so off to a good start here. Very obvious start, but we'll take it. Second pick, Rebel Decoy is a solid green creature. Vandal's another solid creature himself, being black, of course. Those stand out to me right away. Stonehull Plate's not necessarily the most strongest items in the game. Everything else is kind of just situational. Maybe Relentless Pursuit, but I think you take both the creatures here off the bat, and it looks like that's what he did. Yeah, Rebel Decoy and Vandal. This pick, Stonehull Pike, definitely the best of the Stonehulls in my opinion. The damage that comes from it, very effective. Other than that, maybe call the reserves if you potentially would start getting into blue, which of course is possible. Now, there's been a theme here that I've noticed. A lot of people have been suggesting. Blue's difficult to draft in limited effectively compared to the other colors, so they usually try to stay away from it, maybe splashing it if you get some very strong cards. I don't think Call the Reserve is one of those strong cards. However, again, there's not much else here. Temple of War is solid. That might even be the safer pick that you could potentially run. It is playable. So I'm going to go with that, Pike and Temple, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's something else. He does go Call the Reserve, and he actually went Assassin's Veil. That is very interesting. The idea of being able to manipulate your attack, of course, is a strong tool. Passes up the Stonehull Pike, though, that +2 damage than the one you get every turn preceding. But Assassin's Veil, understandable why he would like that option on top of then the Call the Reserves. But, actually, I'm a little surprised if he's going to do that. Why doesn't he just get both the items here early on and they Call the Reserves? Maybe, I guess he values Call the Reserves. I know it's a strong blue card, but so the idea that if he happens to splash it, he has at least one playable so far early on in the draft. That'd be my guess on the logic there. This Darkseer, he is looking pretty good for green off the bat, obviously with his opening. I don't know if Darkseer is a hero you're necessarily looking to run, though. Farvin you're fine running him as a basic if necessary. The green heroes you're looking to get, things like Treant, Omni Knight, kind of mind Lycan. I know there's some obvious ones I'm missing, but you get the point. Darkseer really isn't up on that list off the bat here. Probably the Signet Ring, very good item, honestly. For only 4 gold, 1 more gold, I believe, than the Cloak, you get not only the same health, but then the -3 bounty. So Signet Ring, the obvious pick here. Buying time, decent control, so I suppose, again, if he splashes into blue, that would make sense. He goes Better Late Than Never. It is the blue splash potential, so just likes the Better Late Than Never instead. That melee creep. This is kind of meh. You're obviously not going Meepo, as fun as that could be. Probably do Juke and Ventriloquy. Like, obviously, at this point, it's not the end of the world. There's really nothing that great. Mazzy. Mazzy's a strong finish. I'm surprised he gets a Mazzy last pick, because as far as red heroes are concerned, I think if you happen to open a Mazzy, you're kind of like, okay, I'll run with it. That 3 armor can be pretty strong. So he has a Mazzy. He's not going to be forced to go red cards necessarily, in my opinion, but it's now an okay option. He could definitely start building towards it. So his next pack, Disciple as well as Arcane Assault stand out very quickly. Payday is very good. He doesn't have any really expensive items right now, so it's not as appealing. And currently his black cards is basically Vandal. Collateral Damage I don't think is really a playable black card. So I'm hesitant on Payday. I do like Disciple though, and so that would be another playable. So maybe that is enough reason to go Payday right now. Obviously, you're fine running Debbie's if it comes to it as well, as far as a basic hero goes. Messaging Rookery, proven to be a strong blue card, controlling attacks. Again, that manipulation he already went the Assassin's Veil. Similar idea. Wouldn't be surprised if he goes this, because it's most certainly playable. And if he goes Rookery, he might actually go Assault as well. No, he probably would go Assault over Rookery, in fact. So we're probably going to see Disciple and Arcane Assault. Those would be my solid guesses there. We'll see what he does. He actually likes Sven. Interesting. So he goes the Disciple. Honestly, I did not even consider Sven, considering he only has Mazzy and no red cards currently. Sven, solid red hero, but now he's kind of forcing himself to draft into red, and he is playing a little bit risky by doing that, in my opinion, because he does not have any red cards yet outside of the hero cards. He's only in the second pack, so it's a risk obviously he's willing to take and ideally get away with, but chooses to go the Sven over. Again, the Arcane Assault, was he really going to be going blue? Potentially, could splash it if he gets a blue hero like a Skywrath or a Zeus. Anywho, so he goes Sven, keep that in mind now. Another Stonehall Pike. Glyph of Confusion is, I've played against this a couple times now. Dear God, it's so annoying. Now, it does also stun your own unit, so you have to keep that in mind. Being that he has several units already that are, I guess not. He only really has a Rebel Decoy and the Vandal so far. Thought he did have at least, I guess he has a Disciple as well, which isn't that big of a deal for him, but I could see Glyph Dimensional Portal, and he could start really working towards blue now. However, being double red, you know what? Let's not forget that. The Omex Arena, very playable for sure. I would say maybe the Omex Arena and a Stonehall Pike. I might be overselling Stonehall Pike, but I do like at least one of them as an item. You could argue for Sucker Punch potentially, but because he has 2 red heroes right now, 2 to 3 red heroes, I think it's runnable. Let's see what he picks. He gets a Dimensional Portal and Omex Arena. Okay, so obviously, again, a good blue splash card, and more than likely where he's heading there. As far as this pick goes, clear the deck. Fantastic red. He probably picks that up here, being that he is double red hero so far. And then Hero's Cape, expensive item. He doesn't really have ways to get the greatest amount of gold yet, so probably going to pass up on that. Obliterating Orb, I said this earlier in the stream. Very curious how professional players value this card, because this seems like one of those in Standard especially. We're most likely going to see it built in, because improvements very likely going to be popular in a lot of Standard decks. Maybe not as much in Limited, though. So clear the deck, and maybe better late than never. Maybe Corrosive Mist. This could potentially be playable as far as the green goes, so we'll see what he picks. He goes Avernus Blessing, so he likes the ramp there as far as damage goes. Avernus Blessing, no doubt, strong. Obviously, Mist of Avernus is very, very good. Avernus Blessing on that +2 modification. Yeah, he is drafting green cards. Right now, he's looking like he's going to be running Farvin. See if that comes out. Poaching Knife is good on certain heroes like a Bounty Hunter or a Phantom Assassin who are looking to get those kills. Doesn't really have that right now. It could still be okay on Sven with that in mind. So I think a Poaching Knife is worth it here. And maybe the Vestments, actually. Maybe just double items. No, it goes a Grazing Shot. He does pick up the Poaching Knife, though. Again, here, he could pick up the Obliterating Orb now with perhaps the Juke. I mean, nothing really is really that great. He goes the Orb and then the Protection. Okay, Ultra the Mad Mood. Yeah, I'm not going to run that. All right, third pack. What do we got? Phase Boot stands out off the bat. Satyr Magician's really good. Curse Hitter's also not bad. Thunderhide Pack's pretty obvious here. So, Phase Boost Thunderhide Pack. he doesn't have ramp right now, again, for his green. And what I mean by ramp, I keep using that term, basically increasing your mana. Things like, I'm blanking on the card names off the top, man. Let me pull it up real quickly. So we got green. We got, like Solomon's Favor, you know, the +2 mana improvement that we're looking at right there. You have Tram Protector's card, the Roseleaf Druid. It gives your tower +1 mana. Cards like that, yeah, exactly. Thank you in chat right there. That ramp up your mana, gets you to those big playable cards that much quicker, such as Thunderhide Pack, Emissary, etc. So that's the halt for me that I would have. Phase Boots, but then what do you go if you don't go Thunderhide Pack? Satyr Magician, he has been splashing blue quite a bit. I can see the value there. Slay is not a bad option either for black. His black cards right now are kind of so-so. Vandal and Nevermore are good, but that's really all he has. I would say he leaned towards more splashing blue than black right now. So with that in mind, I would probably go... I don't know. Phase Boots for sure. It's just a matter of the Satyr or the Thunderhide. Let's see what he gets. Really? He passes up Phase Boots. Very interesting. I've been under the impression that Phase Boots, again, highly regarded, very, very powerful item. And any kind of just movement within a lane. And with the whole Assassin's Veil that he went earlier, he clearly likes the idea of being able to manipulate the attack. Interesting to see him pass up Phase Boots. He likes the Rebel Decoy now. I suppose Rebel Decoy is another form of Phase Boots, in a sense, because he does swap positions, so that might have been the ultimate logic there. I never really thought about it that way. Now, the downside is, one, it doesn't give you plus health. It is a creature of its own that does deal 3 damage, but it's only playable with the green hero in the lane. So it does have its downsides, but that's an interesting take on it. Wow, he gets a Bristleback here. Blink Dagger, I mean, he has to get Blink Dagger, right? Routed's actually another good card, though. Being that he already has a Mazzy and a Sven, I don't know if he needs the Bristleback. I think Blink Dagger Routed. I don't think, because right now he needs to at least splash green and possibly splash blue. He could go triple red, but no, he can't, because again, his red cards are so limited right now. He could replace the Sven with the Bristleback or even Mazzy. I think it's going to be Routed on Blink Dagger, though. No, he gets a Bristle. He gets a Blink Dagger, too, so he passes up Routed. So he has a Bristle now. He's probably going to replace... Obviously, I don't think he's going to run 3 red. Maybe. Well, see how the cards finish off, I suppose. Speaking of that, Enough Magic is definitely a very playable red card. Intimidation's really good. There is a Grunt here, but I don't think he's valuing that right now. It looks like red and green are going to be his focused colors at this point, so Intimidation, Enough Magic seems pretty obvious to me here. He goes around the Rebellion. He has 3 red heroes, and he's not going... He's not picking these red cards. Very curious on the logic. Now, again, I'm not... Obviously, there's the idea that he could just run the basic heroes of the other colors in the end, but there's no way he's going to run 3 red heroes, let alone... He can't even run 2 red heroes at this point. He needs red cards. He's probably just going to run 1. Maybe run the Bristle, I suppose, and then that's it. We'll see. So if that's the case, there is a Stonehall Pike here. He hasn't picked one up yet. I think this is actually a pack where he would pick one up. That with maybe the Grazing Shot. I don't know, nothing else really standing out. Okay, that's what he does. Here, Raise, sure, Grazing Shot. Probably not going to run either. And then that. All right, so then on the 4th pack, he opens up an Ursa. So Ursa's not that crazy, but it's just kind of funny. Double Vandal, Red Mist Maul, very strong here. Tower Barrage could potentially be good as well. And again, he has a couple of blue splash cards. National Portal, Call the Reserves. I do like Intimidation a lot. Red Mist Maul is a strong weapon. I don't know about the Vandals here, unless... Debbie is an attractive basic hero, though, so... And... Maybe he does go 1 Vandal. Maybe he goes Vandal Intimidation. Let's see what he gets. He went double Vandal. It didn't show right here for some reason, but he definitely went double Vandal, because, yeah, he only had 1 Vandal before, and then he has 3. So, okay, he did go double Vandal there. Okay. He actually gets another Red Mist Maul here, potentially. So, Red Mist Maul... Enough Magic, he could pick that up. Shop Deed, I suppose, as well. Shopdeed's kind of, yeah, Shopdeed's probably not that good, though. He needs that payday, you know, the bounty hunter to really get there, and doesn't have that. So enough magic and Red Mist Maul would be my picks. He gets enough magic about Vel Martyr. He likes some Martyr. That's the second one, right? Oh, that's his first one, but still. Interesting. Messenger Rookery, good. Stars Align. Speaking of ramp, Stars Align. There is a bit of that ramp. Combat Training also a solid card. He does have a Thunderhide pack. I like at least getting one decent ramp card, so Stars Align might be decent here with Combat Training. We'll see. You get Stars Align, but then unsupervised artillery. Okay. I don't know if he's gonna run that. Oh, Solomon's Favor. There we go. Speaking of more ramp. There we go. Here comes the ramp. Solomon's Favor and clear the deck. Those seem good to me there. Yep. And then he gets a... Wow! A late Thunderhide pack after getting a Solomon's Favor and a Stars Align. That worked out pretty well. Escape Route's actually potentially decent, but... How many? He has 2 Rebel Decoys. He might go Escape Route here too, but he definitely goes with Thunderhide pack. Okay, he goes Rebel Decoy. And he gets a Rix. His heroes right now. Hey, another Rix. Alright, Ramusk Blessing, as well as Rebel Decoy, standing out so far. He has 3 Rebels Decoys so far, so my guess would be probably not. Signet Ring is good. He does have 1. I think the obvious is Ramusk Blessing at any cost is also here. And that might really complete his blue splash with Dimensional Portal, Call the Reserves. This is the final pack, though. He doesn't have enough playable. Usually, if for one blue hero, you probably want 6 to 7, 8 cards even. Right now, he only has 3. I guess 4. You could run all 4 of these, but... So this would be a 5th. He would need a bank on getting 2 more at least in the next, you know, throughout this pack. So he might play the safe route and go Ramusk Blessing, as well as Signet Ring. That would be the biggest safe route. When it comes to playables in black, he has the Vandals, I guess Grazing Shots, maybe 1 or 2. Disciple, obviously. He has black's also a little lacking, so maybe he actually goes Assassin's Apprentice. You know, I'm going to go Ramusk Blessing and Assassin's Apprentice. It was that, and it was not the Assassin's Apprentice. What else did he get? Ramusk Blessing times 1. So he got the Ramusk Blessing. He also picked the Signet Ring. Okay, he did get a second Signet Ring there. Okay. This pack, nothing standing out too much. Again, he already has 2 clear the decks, and I guess an Arcane Assault's not bad, but that's the same logic as I said last turn. He's probably just going to stay away from blue now. He's probably going to look to go, like right now he's running, right now he might run 3 green, which is all, no, he can only run 2. 2 greens, 2 red and a black possibly. I don't know, man. This stuff. Well, so another clear the deck. And I'm going to go with the Blacksmith. No, he goes clear the deck in the New Orders. Yeah, so this is him saying, good in the New Orders especially, I think this is him saying that he needs to go 2 heroes in red, so he just needs more playable red cards. This is decent for black right here, the Grunt as well as the Apprentice. Those will probably end up being the picks for sure. Yeah. Oh, and he gets a Sniper. Look at that. That's good. I mean, it's a black hero. It's better than Debbie, I think you could argue. His use, the 10 piercing damage, and then Assassinate. Or that's the Assassinate. His use is the 5 damage. That's right. And 10 damage on use, that'd be crazy. But a 3-turn cooldown, 5 damage to a unit, and then the Assassinate is the 10 damage piercing even. So, nice pick up for another lane. I don't think it's not a PA by any means, but it's definitely a playable black hero. So, Sniper. And maybe pick a fight, actually. Yeah, for another red card. So there you go. Here, whatever. Jasper Daggers defend the weak. Yep, and then you get these here. All right, so that's how it finishes. All right, so you look at what he ends up playing. We don't know. Well, we actually don't know what he ends up playing in the end, unfortunately. But my guess would be the 2 red, the 2 green, and then splashing the black. Or no, 2 red. Actually, yeah, what does he do? That's what I would guess. 2 red, 2 green, and splashing the black would have been my guess right there. that he ends up running. All right, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that. That was SuperJJ drafting for the Hyped tournament that was played today here on November 28th. Thank you for tuning in. Let me know what you think. Give me some feedback. Let me know if you like this piece of content here and would like to see more of it. So thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you next time.